Today's training is going to be on how we can leverage our unique gifts and talents to create what I call the golden high ticket offer. So we're really going to dive into what that even means and how we can start to create one for ourselves. This is the first step to creating an online based business. So this is the key to getting started, to getting it going. And you may have already heard me say that this year, 2021, is the year of multiple revenue streams. So in last year, a lot of things might not have worked out for us in the past. Like last year was very interesting. And so this is the year where we're kind of like learning from that experience and using this as a way to really recreate ourselves and see what else we could do with our talents. We're going to let a few people jump on to the live call on Facebook. We also have some joining us here behind the scenes on Zoom. So that's exciting as well. So again, go ahead and share where you're joining us from and what you're most excited to learn today. Let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, so again, greetings. I'm doc.PEACE. Thanks for joining today's live training on how to create your golden high ticket offer. This is part of my Golden Business Accelerator program. And I'm super excited about this training you are going to be diving into right now because it's all about creating your golden offer. So today we're going to discuss how you can begin to create and launch a high ticket offer, which is the very first step in starting an online based business. So this will help you become more clear on what a golden offer entails and how you can leverage your innate gifts and talents to create one. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to make sure that, okay. So my privacy was actually set off on Facebook. Okay, I'm glad I checked that. Always check privacy on Facebook. Okay, now we are indeed live on Facebook as well. So during this training, you are going to discover how to create your golden high ticket offer. We are going to go over how to identify your unique expertise, how to define your offer, and how to identify your ideal clients. These are the main steps that you will need to take in order to even begin to create this golden offer. As we go through this training, you'll see the details of what this entails even more, especially what a golden offer even is, because I'm sure that's the number one question that's running through your mind right now. So as we go through this process, I want you to remember this original quote from yours truly. Idleness is passiveness. Make forward moves intentionally to become the you've envisioned. But this above all else, believe in yourself. There are going to be times during this journey that you feel overwhelmed. And that's why I work with my clients to support them along this journey. So remember, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel nervous or even intimidated by what others are doing, it's okay. Keep making forward moves. You're doing something spectacular right now with even giving this idea of packaging your expertise even a moment's thought. So you're stepping outside of your comfort zone, and I applaud you for that. See, you don't know what you don't know. And if you stay in that one zone, you won't know the unknown. So it's important that through all of this, that you believe in yourself and keep making forward moves. Keep making those forward moves intentionally. And I welcome you to drop any questions that you may have as we go through this training in the comments, and I'll address them as we go along. So again, thank you everyone for joining us today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves in the comments. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments as well. And if you're joining us live, comment #live. Because it's always nice to see who's here live, because if you've never done a training like this, it can be very awkward kind of talking to the screen. So it's nice to see that you're here with me, that you're connected, that you're following along, and that everything is making sense. So again, comment #live if you're joining us live, even maybe drop in where you're joining us from. And again, if you have any questions, let me know. Let us know. Awesome. Okay. So let's dive right in by letting you know who I am. Who am I? Some of you I do know who are here on the live right now, but others I don't really know. So I'm Dr. Peace Uche, also known as doc.PEACE, and I am the creator of the Golden Program, the Golden Speaking Program, and Golden Business Accelerator. Through the Golden Program, I help women who are feeling stuck in their lives and unfulfilled clearly define their purpose and confidently advance towards that purpose. We actually have someone here a couple people on the call right now who've actually graduated from that particular program and are moving on to the other programs that I offer. Through the Golden Speaking Program, I help entrepreneurs gain the visibility to grow their business organically by speaking on other people's platforms and authoring a best-selling book. We'll get to that in a minute. And through Golden Business Accelerator, I help wellness experts who would like multiple revenue streams leverage their expertise to create, launch, and grow their online-based business. I'm also a transformational rhythmic speaker, also called a spoken word artist, and I use the power of spoken word to transform mindsets. So if you're not yet familiar with spoken word, which will be probably difficult since inauguration had an incredible spoken word artist yesterday. So, but if you're not yet familiar with spoken word and would like to experience it, go to Instagram and type in doc.PEACE. You'll see some spoken word clips, which I call flows, and you'll get a glimpse of what this entails. So, one question I do get all the time is if I am indeed a doctor. And I am indeed a doctor. I do hold a doctorate in pharmacy. I worked in the corporate world behind the scenes of pharmacy for Fortune 500 companies for quite a few years. And during this time, I got to work with patients, providers, and fellow pharmacists to ensure proper medication education and proper medication use. And it was such an incredible experience playing such a pivotal role in healthcare and wellness. And some of the things I learned during this time was how to effectively educate and how to connect and communicate professionally. It was in 2019, though, that I realized I wasn't using all of my innate gifts and talents. It was around this time that I launched doc.PEACE. doc.PEACE was initially created as a speaking brand to inspire the world. But I soon realized that if I didn't take my service online, no one would know who I was. So in 2019, I started to learn how to build an online-based business. And as you know, that is what I now do with my clients. So while working as a full-time pharmacist, back then I realized how important time and location freedom is in life. Freedom to control your time, freedom to control your schedule, freedom to control your location is really one of the greatest goals in life. And I wanted that. That was my personal goal then, and I achieved it. High five to me, right? And now that is what I help my clients achieve as well. My vision is that of unity, that of unity. That image behind me says unity. And that's my vision because I believe that unity comes when we are each aligned with our purpose and are looking to build each other up versus tear others down. So if you're following me here on this and you are currently aligned with or ready to align with your soul purpose, comment hashtag unity. Comment hashtag unity if you're following me and you are ready to align, or if you already aligned with your soul purpose. Wonderful. Oh, thank you so much for joining us today, Lauren. We got Shatir in the house, Chad. Whew. And it's not just for women, Chad. You can be here, you can stay. Hashtag unity, Lauren. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm super excited to announce my giveaway. I'll be doing a free giveaway, and in this giveaway, I'll send you an autographed copy of my book, Peace of Mind Method. This is a poetic guide to living your best life. And the person who receives this book will be the individual who is the most engaged during this training. Because like I said, talking to the screen is not an easy thing to do. So I like to see your engagement. So yeah, go ahead and drop your comments. Go ahead and drop your questions. Keep that energy flowing. So whoever's the most engaging in the comments will get a free copy of my best-selling book. And that includes those who are here behind the scenes on Zoom and those who are joining us live on Facebook. Yes, hashtag Unity Tigress. We're here with you. Love it, Michelle. Okay, so what is a golden offer? That's probably the number one question of the day. A golden offer is one that solves a big problem. It solves a big problem for someone else. And by working with you to address their pain point, your client's pain point, the struggle that they're having, you take them from their problem to a better state. And because of the time, the energy, and the expertise that you put into creating this offer, you can charge a high price. Because for your target audience, for your client, for that person who is struggling, that price will be worth it for them to resolve their problem. Because if it weren't for you, for your guidance and your insight, your expertise, they would still be dealing with their pain point. Does this make sense? So now that you've clarified what a golden offer is and why you would want to create one, comment hashtag gold if you're ready to get it going. If you're ready to create a golden offer and get it going, comment hashtag gold. Tigress, yes. Jana, we got Jana in the house as well. Unity, love it. Okay, so now that you know you want to create a golden offer now, what could you offer? One of the first questions to ask is, what are your unique skill sets? So as you ponder this question, I want to remind everyone that no sunrise or sunset is exactly alike. See, each beam lights up the sky in a distinctive way, so shine your unique ray. Shine your unique ray. See, if this is you right now, if you're sitting there and you're saying that 2020 has been quite a challenge, it was quite a challenge, very interesting year, but you know that you want to build your own business. You want to finally begin to lead a life of time and location freedom. I want to remind you that your gifts and your talents are so very unique. See, there is no one like you. There is no one exactly like you. No one has the same set of gifts and talents that you have, the same skill sets, and can utilize them the same way as you can. We each have a distinct gift that we have been blessed with, and holding back from sharing this blessing is a disservice to the world and, most importantly, yourself. So what are your golden attributes? I want you to ask yourself, what are my golden attributes? What makes you so uniquely special? GOLD is a powerful acronym that I created, which stands for Genuine, Original, Loving Dreamer. So I want you to break it down. What are your genuine traits that make you who you are? What are your genuine traits that make you you? What makes you original? What about your innate gifts and talents distinguishes you from everyone else? What do people commonly notice and compliment you on? Even when you were little, what is something someone always said, wow, you're really good at that. I wish I could do that as well as you can. Oh, you make that look easy. What do people commonly notice and compliment you on? What do you absolutely love about yourself, and what do others love about you? Feel free to drop your responses in the comments. Share with us. You can share your responses, what it is that makes you a genuine, original, loving dreamer. So write all these down, especially for yourself on a notebook, but definitely share with us as well if you feel open to do that. So this list of golden attributes is the key to identifying your unique expertise. I really want to take this time now to dive into the dreamer aspect. Before I do, Tigers has a comment here. Talking to anyone and making them feel comfortable talking to me. That's a beautiful golden attribute, Tigress. So lastly, your goals. What are your goals? Let's focus on that. What are your dreams? What is your vision? I want you to break your goals, your vision, your dreams down into your 3-year dream, your 1-year vision, your 90-day goals, and this week's action plan. So what is the dream like you see for yourself in 3 years? From there, break it down into your 1-year vision. Then from there, your 90-day goals, and then even further down into this week's action plan. What steps are you going to accomplish this week that will propel you to achieve your 90-day goals, that will then allow you to fulfill your 1-year vision, and then make your 3-year dream an actual reality? Turn that dream into a reality. This doesn't really happen overnight. There's a process in place. There's a schedule. It's being consistent. It's being focused. And this calendar, this allows you to really hone in on what you need to do, the goals you need to achieve to reach that future vision of yourself. So I want you to write out your visions, your dreams, your goals, and your action plan. So here you'll see on the screen an actual worksheet that I use with my clients to help map out their journey. So be sure to take a screenshot of this. Take a screenshot of this screen here so that you can begin to lay out your golden journey and schedule your golden calendar. So I know many of us have been laid off. I've been there myself. Or they've been let go, or looking to transition from their 9-to-5 corporate jobs and start their own online-based business. So there's so many things to consider here. There's so many things to consider as you make this transition, from how much money you'll need to make each month to sustain the lifestyle that you've become accustomed to how you're going to share your business with others so that they know you have a business, and how you're going to get the traction you need to grow your business. So if you don't have a schedule in place, it can be quite overwhelming. Trust. It can be stressful. It can serve as a huge hindrance in getting it going. So this golden calendar is so very important in making your dreams a reality and turning those dreams of yours into a reality. And that's what life is about. Living your dream life in real time. So again, you're going to write out your golden 3-year dream, your 1-year vision, then your 90-day goals, and then this week's action plan to get it going. Get it going. Guadalania, the Igbo phrase for get it going. This golden calendar will help keep you on track with achieving your dreams. And here's a little tip for that last section, this week's action plan. This is going to change every week. So I advise that you use a sticky note. Write this week's action plan on a sticky note, and each week place a new sticky note on top of that. As you complete it, check off each box, and then each week place a new sticky note for that week's action plan. So, do we have any questions on any of this before we continue? Now that we've established your golden attributes, now that you feel empowered with knowing and owning your unique skill sets, ask yourself this question: what problems can you solve for other people? How can you use your golden attributes, complete with skill sets that you've developed on your life road, to help someone along their life road? And once you've identified these problems, share them with us in the comments. If you already know how you can use your gifts and problems and what problem you can solve for someone else, let us know. It might help spark someone else's idea as well for what they could offer someone. So again, this is the beauty of a golden offer. It solves a big problem for someone else. So big. By working with you to address their pain point, you take them from their challenges to a better state. And because of your time, your energy, and your expertise that you put into creating your offer, you can charge a high price. And again, for your target audience, that price will be hashtag worth it, because for them to resolve their problem, because for them, if you weren't there doing that, if it weren't for your guidance and your insight and your expertise that you're sharing with them and your knowledge, they would still be dealing with their pain point. So is this beginning to make even more sense? Comment hashtag make sense if you're following me here. Hashtag worth it, Lauren. That's right. And Lauren also says she helps others with organic marketing. Yes, you've identified what you can help other people solve: organic marketing. That could be such a huge issue for other people. Michelle, hashtag makes sense. Hashtag makes sense. Yeah, Shatir. Okay, I'm glad this is all making sense. Let's continue. So now you have your list of golden attributes. You've identified your expertise. You figured out what problem you can solve for others by using your expertise. What's next? What's next? The next step, the next step to creating your outline, the next step to creating your online golden offer is to create an outline for your offer. What duration would you be working with your clients for? This depends on the extent of the problem. Am I right? A bigger problem might need a longer duration. You are going to take your clients on a transformational journey from point A to point B. And each week will hit a different topic. So you will produce a micro or mini transformation each week. So I want you to take this time now to dive deeper into this transformation by defining first the problems, the frustrations, and any roadblocks that your client may be facing. We also want to address any fears, any pain points, any insecurities, we really want to tap into the struggle here. So on one side, we have this struggle, we have this darkness, this struggle. And on the other side, we have the solution, which is your promise, which is the light, if you will. So here we share the resolution to the problem. We share your client's goals and their definition of success. I personally believe that success is when your future self looks at your present and smiles back with pure content. Why? Because it knows that you're making forward moves to reach that future vision of yourself. But everyone has a different definition of success. So what would your client need help with so that they make their success inevitable? We want to also ascertain those dreams. What are your client's dreams and aspirations and desires? This is how you are going to start creating your offer. Clarifying those problems, clarifying those frustrations and the roadblocks that are keeping your future clients in the dark, stuck. And then defining the resolution, the goals, and success definition that will bring in the light. So how can you exercise your expertise? How can your expertise that you have, the skill sets that you've developed, how can they take your client from this negative space on the left, this negative dark space on the left, to a positive space on the right? So again, take a screenshot of this screen so you can print it out and you can get it going. You can get it going towards creating your golden offer. And now that you've defined the problem and the solution that you can help your future clients achieve, it's important to see what is being offered. They want to see what exactly is being offered. So it's important to see what else is out there available in your market. This is where market research comes in. And as a pharmacist, I'm a huge research advocate. So to help us better outline our golden offer, to see what the market is asking for, to see what your clients are in need of, to see what else is being offered them, we need to do our research. So I want you to find 7 experts in your industry. Find 7 experts in your industry and begin to explore what they are doing. It's a little bit of homework for you. Begin to explore what they're doing, specifically their unique expertise and what their offer is. As you conduct this research, check their offer, of course, check their expertise. How do they set themselves apart with their branding? Who do they say they help? Who is their ideal client? How are they crafting their message to speak to and engage with their target audience? And while you're at it, check their pricing if it's posted. If they're transparent in their pricing, definitely want to get a look at that as well. So I want you to start wrapping your head around what others are doing to meet the needs of their clients. How are they leveraging their unique skill sets? What's happening in your industry? This is going to show you what's happening in the marketplace, what people are looking for, what needs are not being met. Explore the what I call the ecosystem of each expert's business. I love this term, the ecosystem of each expert's business. What is this expert doing to make themselves available and to establish themselves as the expert in their field? How have they structured their business around one solid golden offer? At least one solid golden offer. They might have a couple golden offers, but what is that golden offer that they offer? So I want you to identify that as you're doing your research, because all too often when people get started with creating a business, they get distracted with the ornamental elements. I call these the ornamental elements, and those include a book or a podcast. But what really keeps the business going is the gold, the solid high ticket offer, or two or three. And all of these ornaments are beautiful. Yes, they exemplify your golden attributes, but they decorate the gold and lead your target audience to that gold. So, for example, my ornamental offers include my 2 best-selling books, my inspirational poster boards, my inspirational apparel line of crop hoodies and tops, also my cards with little doses of inspiration. But all of that is ornamental. They all lead to the gold, the solid gold, the programs that I offer. So again, I want you to find and explore what 7 experts in your industry are doing. What's happening with them? What are their golden offers? What are their ornamental elements? What is their expertise? This ties into their branding. How are they branding themselves? What messaging are they using? Explore their messaging and their pricing if it's available. Do we have any questions here? I'll check the comments again. So good. Shatir, connecting with their authentic voice. Beautiful. You are really good at that, Shatir. High ticket offer, hashtag goal. Yes, big goal to create that high ticket offer. So now that you have a better understanding of your golden attributes, your expertise, what problems you can solve or you can help others solve, and what's going on in your industry, we now want to be more clearly defined. We want to clearly define what transformational journey you can take your ideal clients on. This is the next step to creating your offer, to clearly define the transformational journey that you can now take your clients on as they work with you through your program. So you're going to take your clients on a journey. You're going to take your clients on this beautiful journey from point A to point B. And during this journey, you're going to solve a huge problem for them. And because this problem is so big, you're going to break it down into 9 stages. or more or a little less. And at each stage, there's a mini transformation that happens to lead closer to the final goal, which is point B. So on one side, at the top, you got point A, and then it goes down, and then it goes back up to point B. So let's take a look at an example of this journey that I take my clients on. This is a journey that I take my clients on, and when we start our journey together, my clients are unclear. They're uncertain. There's no defined purpose. There's not even a business in place yet. Or maybe the business is in its fetal state. And so we begin our transformational journey together. And by the end of working with me, my client is more clear. They're more empowered. They're purposeful and business oriented. They have a business going. It's generating money consistently. They're getting the visibility that they need to keep growing their business. They're getting it going. And as you can see from this diagram, in each stage or module of the program, there is a mini transformation that happens. So for example, in module 1, we work on mindset. We address limiting beliefs and turn them into what I call expanding beliefs. And we identify our own golden attributes. At the start, my clients are unsure. They're unsure of what they have to offer. And at the end of this module, they are sure. So they go from a place of being unsure to sure. That's the mini transformation that happens there. They're more sure in their innate gifts and talents. And in the second module, we dive into the uniqueness of their life road and the skill sets garnered along the way that bestow unique skill sets and make them uniquely qualified to help others in some way or another. We also go into their potential and soul purpose. And the mini transformation that happens here is going from unclear to clear. So as you can see that each stage, there is a mini transformation, a mini journey that takes place within that stage to lead my client ultimately to their final destination, point B. We go through their messaging, their offer, their client attraction plan, their voice, which includes sharing their soul story on other people's platforms, eventually building their global community by speaking regularly on other people's platforms and authoring a best-selling book. A best-selling book built even more credibility in their industry. So for each stage, a mini transformation occurs. So going down to stage 3, your ultimate pact with yourself, my clients go from feeling timid to confident. Stage 4, we focus on the messaging, and my clients go from having scattered messaging to more targeted messaging, putting out posts and engaging messages that speak to the heart of their ideal client. And then in stage 5, your golden offer. You go from not having a golden offer to having one present. Stage 6, client attraction. We go from unorganized to organized. From not really having an idea of how we're going to attract our clients to finally having an organized plan, from the launch plan to creating, to branding our title and to enrolling clients. So we're able to leverage our skill sets to build our tribe. And then in stage 5, your voice, we focus on your voice, and it goes from being a tentative voice to feeling more empowered, because now we're working on your soul story, your signature talk. We're doing the 411. You know now how to be professional. We go into being and connecting professionally. And then in stage 8, your global community, you go from anonymous to respected, from not being known to now being known. And you learn how to outreach to media, to outreach to other, what I call platform holders, to learning how you can navigate this arena and find your own platform. Get booked on other people's platforms. And lastly, stage 9, your best-selling book. You go from unknown to certified. So this is the journey that I take my clients on throughout the program. It's a lot, but because we're able to create little mini transformations, it's more doable, you know? So you'll be taking your clients through these mini transformations in your golden offer as you walk with them through their transformational journey. So bite-sized lessons, bite-sized transformations that occur. Is this all making sense? I'm going to check the comments here. Is this all making sense? Wonderful. So good. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions or any comments. Again, the person who is most engaged during this training will get my best-selling book. So make sure to drop any questions, any comments that you have in the comment box. Okay, so let's revisit this transformational journey that you'll be taking your clients on. This is the blank version. You're going to be taking your clients from point A to point B. A huge transformation will take place during the scope of working with you. And within each stage of that transformation, there will be a mini transformation that you will take them on. Is this making sense? Big transformation, point A to point B, but mini transformations in each stage of that journey. So take a screenshot of this screen so that you can begin working on the transformational journey that you will be taking your clients on. Okay, let's now continue to identify your ideal client. Becoming very clear on who you can help with your expertise and your skill sets is very, very, very important. You want to be able to reach your ideal client. You want to be able to produce messaging that speaks to your ideal client. You want to get on platforms that have your ideal client in attendance. Why? So that you can start connecting and engaging with your ideal client. So that you can start enrolling your ideal client into your program. But if you don't know who your ideal client is, how can you do these things? How can you begin to connect with them? So it's important to really identify who your ideal client is. So getting very clear on who your ideal client is allows you to create messaging that speaks to the heart of your ideal client. It also helps you identify how to find your ideal client. So this is another worksheet that you can go ahead and take a picture of, take a screenshot of this, and begin to clearly define who your ideal client is. So one question that comes up is, can I only work with my ideal client? And I want to stress that having a clear definition of your ideal client does not mean that these are the only clients you can ever work with. Even with your ideal client clearly defined, you can still work with others who you attract. Even if they do not fit the description of your ideal client, it's completely fine. Your brand and your messaging and your energy may attract not only your ideal client, but others who simply vibe with what you offer. But in order to tighten up your messaging and actually speak to your ideal client, you need to become clear on who you're speaking to. So I want you to take the time to clearly define your ideal client. In addition to getting clear on not just the demographics, we want to get clear on the psychographics. So the demographics include things like the name or the gender, the age, kind of get a clearer picture of who you're working with. Their household income, their marital status, how many children, if any, do they have? Where are they located around the globe? All these factors play a role in what they're, where you can find them, first of all, and what they may need help with. And then the psychographics deal with what platforms they're on. What social media platforms are they? Are they on any platforms? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Are they on LinkedIn? Are they not really on social media. Maybe they're on Meetup. Where are your ideal client? Where are they hanging out? Are they part of any social media groups? Are they part of any Facebook community groups for their um, unique business or their industry? What kind of experts or gurus are they following? Who do they look up to? What kind of books and magazines are they reading? What kind of value are they looking to get from these books and magazines? What are they looking for? What are they in the market for? What brands do they prefer? What events or conferences are they commonly attending or looking into attending, virtually, of course? What activities are they really active outdoors or are they more active indoors? And what are their habits and behaviors? So this is really important that you kind of get an idea of what is going on with your ideal client. We also want to identify any limiting beliefs that they may have. What don't they believe is even possible? What don't they believe they are even capable of doing? What fears are keeping them stuck where they are in life right now? These are the things that you'll want to address in your messaging. This is what's going to speak to their heart because they're going through that struggle right now. So these are the things that you'll be working through with them when they become your client. But integrating these type of things that speak to their heart allows them to really form that connection with you. Oh yeah, you've been there. You've been through my struggle. You know what I'm going through. Okay, well, let's talk, So you definitely want to get a clear picture of the demographics, the psychographics, the limiting beliefs, the resistance that's going through your client's mind. And then lastly, we want to describe your ideal client or your avatar. Who is your avatar? I'll share mine. I'll share my avatar. Her name is Linda. She's a San Diego transplant, but she's from Southern California. She's currently worked in corporate America as a wellness expert, and now she's considering having her own wellness business. She loves to do outdoor activities, traveling, going on adventures, practicing yoga, going on retreats. She honors her body. This is my ideal client. By this description, you can clearly imagine who Linda is, what she's up to, where she's hanging out. Because I'm clear on my ideal client, I know what kind of marketing messages I can put out that will speak to Linda's heart, that will reach Linda's soul and make her want to engage, encourage her to engage and connect. So take the time to clearly define your ideal client. Who are they? What are they up to? Where are they hanging out? What platforms or groups are they in? Get a solid grasp. Get a solid grasp of who you're speaking to, then reach out and speak to them. Visualize, then execute. Visualize and execute. So is this making sense? Comment hashtag makes sense if you're still with me on this. So we have a question from Shatir. What are some steps you utilize to overcome your limiting beliefs? So that's a great question. There's a lot of different steps that occur in that particular process. But the first step is identifying what is holding you back. What are some fears that are holding you back? These limiting beliefs usually start off with, I don't believe I'm capable of leaving my 9-to-5 pharmacist position and starting something new. It's not possible for me to have a well-rounded business that thrives outside of pharmacy. Those are some limiting beliefs that hold you back. And they can also tie into some excuses, reasons why you're not willing to put in the effort to pursue something different. So the first step in moving past those limiting beliefs is addressing those limiting beliefs, acknowledging that you have them, right? Even writing them down. and then finding a way to transform them to, I call them expanding beliefs. So turning them around, making a positive out of a negative. How can you change each of those limiting beliefs to turn them into more of an expanding belief? Something that empowers you, that expands the belief in yourself and doesn't limit your abilities. So that is the step, what the beginning step of really overcoming limiting beliefs. And that's what I did for myself. And that's what I help my clients do as well. So great question, Shatir. Kimberly says, yes, we will attract others. That's so true. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Hashtag makes sense. Beautiful. Hashtag makes sense. Okay, so let's continue with who your ideal client is and just really tapping into understanding that your ideal client may actually be the younger version of yourself. Not maybe not this young, not maybe not as young as this little toddler in the picture, but not necessarily referring to an age range, but more of a transitional period in your life. A transitional period that you were able to overcome, some sort of challenge, and now you can help someone else overcome that as well. So what could you now help others with that you've been able to overcome yourself? Think about that. What could you now help someone else with that you've been actually able to overcome yourself? Feel free to share it in the comments. These are not rhetorical questions. For me, working as a pharmacist full time in a corporate job with mandatory overtime, I was doing up to 70-hour weeks, mandatory overtime, and I wanted time and location freedom. I wanted to have an online based business. I wanted to be able to travel on my own accord. I wanted to be able to engage and connect with others without being tied to a certain location, hence location freedom. I wanted to control my time. And that's what I help others do, create an online based business so that they too can have time and location freedom, because I know that this struggle is real when it comes to wanting an online based business, but grasping strings, trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together, not really knowing where to start or what really works. When you're Googling something, you can come up with a lot of different responses about what other people are doing. So I wanted to be able to create a concise way, a concise program that allows you to get to that final destination of having an online based business. This is why I help others through this very process of creating an online based business, because I'm super passionate about helping other wellness experts, other people who really want to have this life of time and location freedom. Those who want to go from the corporate workspace to their online based business. And I love it because in helping others leverage all of their gifts, talents, and expertise to live the life they deserve and desire, I'm walking in my purpose. So I'm working with the younger version of myself, yes, but it's really incredible being able to help others walk in theirs. So who is this younger person of yourself? What transitional journey did that person go through to become who you are now? What experiences did you have that you can now share and help others work through those same experiences? So Tigress, you share that you had low self-esteem, forgetting who I am due to life, the husbands, kids, adulting, lots of things going on, from a troubled childhood to anxiety and depression and all those issues that you were having, but you were able to overcome that. And then Michelle, you share, I am able to help others by holding space for them to work through trauma, overcoming injuries, anxiety, depression. Wow, those are incredible skill sets that you have garnered throughout your life. You can help so many people work through that same journey to that they're mirroring your life road, right? You understand that they're mirroring your life road and they're at that disjunction where they're stuck. There's like a brick wall in their path, But because of your expertise, you can come in and remove that brick wall from their life road and get them going again. There's so much power in that. So it's incredible the amazingness that we have in each of us. So Shatir, you share that. Um, okay, sorry, that was a previous message, but there's so much amazingness that we have in each of us. So we've touched on this a bit on why it's important to identify your ideal client, but I want to really bring it home. If you don't know who your ideal client is, then you'll end up speaking to the wrong audience. So in this picture shown here, I'm speaking to the ostriches, the grass ostriches. They're probably not my ideal client. But again, if you don't know who you're speaking to, you'll end up speaking to someone else. You'll end up speaking to the wrong audience. And even worse, you may end up speaking to no one at all. So it's like that saying, if you don't know where you're going, you'll end up somewhere else. So we want to clearly define who you're speaking to, who your ideal client is, so that you can speak to the heart of your ideal client in your messaging. So Jana, you say that I'm looking to support wannabe entrepreneurs. I'm thinking of how to really get them involved. Yes. Yes. So it sounds like you found an interest, a calling. So we really want to clearly define who you're speaking to. Who can you help? Can you narrow down what you mean by wannabe entrepreneurs? What does your ideal client look like? A good example of this is you're likely going to speak to me, a 33-year-old doctor living in San Diego, California, a bit differently than you would speak to a 20-year-old college student who plays beach volleyball, or a 60-year-old man living on a farm in Idaho, or a 40-year-old woman of two teenage daughters living in Florida. These marketing messages would be very, very different. And this is why it's important, super important, to clearly define who your ideal client is. So, is this all making sense? We're going to be winding down here, but I want to share with you one last diagram, actually, two more diagrams here. So, I want you to be able to take your clients from their problems, addressing their problems, what their frustrations and challenges on, what's making them feel stuck, what do they feel is really holding them back, what do they know to be true that's keeping them in the dark, what are their insecurities, their pains, their fears and nightmares, what are they afraid that they won't achieve, that they won't go to where they won't reach their success, they won't reach their destination. What are their fears? And then what are their desired results? What are their dreams? What are their aspirations? What are their pleasures? So again, definitely you want to be able to identify each of those as you identify your ideal client, really narrow it down. So I have one last final slide for you, and this slide actually it goes deep into the whole process that I work with my clients through in the Golden Business Accelerator. So on the far left, I'll give you a minute to really get a glance at this diagram. But I want you to focus right now on the far left side, and these are the things that we've actually addressed in this training. Identifying your golden attributes, identifying your expertise, what problems you can solve, what are your ideal clients. This is the very first step in creating a golden offer. And then we'll go into your content creation, your beta test, because before you create a golden offer, we want to create a beta test, something that you work with only a small group of people, for three reasons. The first is it gives you an opportunity to work as a coach in that coaching space, that client to coach space. And then it also gives an opportunity for you to create, for you to be able to get testimonials and feedback from your clients. And it also allows you not only to get testimonials and feedback, but to also implement that feedback and those testimonials and what people liked, what your clients liked, and to creating a stronger version of your golden offer. So after you create your beta test offer, you launch it, you get your assessments, your feedbacks, and your testimonials, then you'll go into creating your golden offer, then you'll launch your golden offer, and then you'll begin to enroll clients. And you'll see at the bottom that your branding is going to go from general to specific to niche down. You'll be more clear on who your target audience is and who you serve. And your messaging will go from being more from inquiring and asking questions of what people want and what your target audience is in need of, and then also revealing your story and creating a more of a connection with your target audience to getting even more engaged and then more targeted. Is this all making sense? I know this is quite a big diagram here, but I wanted to give you a picture of what this whole process looks like, broken down into 5 steps. So, Jana, you share that those who have thought about starting a business but have not gone for it, I'm thinking those over 30. Okay, so your target audience over 30. And and you also say, I find fears are deep rooted from early experiences that teach us not to go for our dreams. I find I naturally help people with these, but never thought much further. Okay. So you've kind of narrowed down your target audience there. Great job. So true. And Shatir, you say that one of the biggest fears I had to overcome is the fear of what others think. People pleasing. So true. So true. Okay. So that's all I have prepared for you today. We went into how to identify your unique expertise, how to define your offer, how to identify your ideal clients. And we also touched on the importance of creating a golden calendar with defined goals, as well as the importance of targeted messaging. So that's a lot that we went into. And if you feel called to really begin to leverage your unique skill sets to create your online based business, I want you to invite you to book a call with me. Let's talk about where you're at now, where you want to go, and how I can help fill in the gap to get you there. So go to calendly.com/doc.PEACE and we'll hop on a quick call and explore ways in which I can help support you on this journey. So I'm officially calling 2021 the year of multiple revenue streams. That's it. This year is the year of multiple revenue streams. So if you ever thought about what else you could do to increase the flow of income and use more of your gifts and talents, I would love to talk with you more about where you are on your life road and how I can help you along your transformational journey. So let's book a discovery call. This is going to be a no pressure call for us to get to know each other more, and see if working together would be a good fit for the both of us. So as promised, I'm going to be giving away this best-selling book to the person who is most engaged during this golden session. And I want to thank everyone for stopping in. I'll assess the situation, see who's most engaged, and I'll let you know in the comments who won. And I'm going to check the comments one more time. Yes, thank you. You're welcome, Shatir. You're welcome, Chad. You're welcome, Jana. Thanks so much for joining us today. Okay, yeah. So if anyone has any more questions, if not, then I'll wrap up this golden training and you know what to do. Book a call, book that discovery call with me, and let's talk about where you're at and where you want to be. Together we thrive. So I'm Doc.PEACE. Have a wonderful day, everyone. You're welcome, Tigress.